Sheriff. Recognize Ms. Underwood.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Johnson, thanks for being with us today. In recent months, the heartbreaking stories of migrant children illegally working long hours in dangerous jobs has captured the attention of Congress and the public. These children are some of the most vulnerable among us, and this situation is unacceptable. We need an all-of-government approach to protect these children, stop and prevent their exploitation, and hold bad actors accountable. And Homeland Security Investigations has an important role to play through its duty to conduct criminal investigations into forced child labor. Can you describe how HSI is working in coordination with other agencies, including the Department of Labor, Health and Human Services, to combat illegal child labor?
Very, very good question, and it is absolutely heartbreaking to hear stories where kids are being exploited. HSI, just because of their international and domestic footprint, are strategically situated to lead the effort on child exploitation, and they've done a good job, but there's tons of work to do. It starts with investigating these crimes, bringing the perpetrators to justice, and rescuing the victims, and that is a priority for HSI. A lot of it is getting out to the communities and educating folks on some of the signs to look for and how to sort of convey that information back to HSI through our tip line if they believe that there are individuals that are being subject to sort of labor exploitation. We have been working really closely with the Department of Labor over the last year and a half to make sure that we're getting information from them, as well as working closely with HHS, who are typically responsible for releasing these kids to sponsors to let ICE know and work with our special agents if they have any reason to believe that kids are being sent to individuals that are making them work in these labor camps.
More organized criminal operations may be seeing opportunities here to exploit children as well, something that HSI also investigates. For example, NBC News reported earlier this year that DHS is investigating the potential trafficking of children for work cleaning slaughterhouses. And ICE's reports have indicated an increase in forced child labor investigations and enforcement in recent years. Obviously, understanding you can't comment on open forced child labor investigations, what are the trends that you're seeing here more broadly?
So in FY22, ICE rescued 1,900 victims from child exploitation. This is, in 22, this is the first time that ICE has actually captured that data, so we don't have the ability to compare it to prior years. But it is a priority for us, and it's the reason why we started tracking it this year, and we'll continue to do so in the future.
Excuse me, Mr. Johnson, has that data been publicly released?
I am not sure if it's been released. I think we have a congressional requirement to report it, but I will have to circle back and let you know whether it's been released.
Well, given the attention that this issue's been in the news and obviously how it's so contrary to our American values, I think that level of transparency would be warranted. And certainly we would look forward to receiving that information and any details that you would be free to share with this committee.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I want to turn now to ICE's reputational challenges, which you and I discussed during your testimony before the subcommittee last year. These challenges are so severe that at the end of 2021, the Washington Post reported that HSI agents proposed separating from ICE because of the degree which ICE's negative reputation impedes their ability to conduct investigations. I asked then how you were working to address the behaviors and actions that led to those reputational challenges at ICE. It's been a year since we last discussed this. Since then, can you share what you've done to improve ICE's relationship with local communities, and what specific changes is ICE making to increase accountability and build trust?
Very, very good question, and like I mentioned last year, this has been an issue that we've been grappling within ICE for many, many years. One of the things we did this year was to give HSI the flexibility to use whatever branding they felt was necessary to increase cooperation in the communities. So in other words, if removing the ICE moniker completely and just using the HSI brand was going to result in greater cooperation. They had the flexibility to do so. We've also removed or gave them the option of removing the ICE part of their email exchange address so that it's just hsi.dhs.gov instead of the ICE piece of that. That too has been extremely helpful in certain areas of the country. So while I am not a supporter of sort of splitting the agency into two, I am a huge supporter of providing all the flexibilities I can to HSI so that they may successfully complete their mission.
Well, ICE has a responsibility to proactively and intentionally build trust in the communities that you serve. And so I think that this is an area where the agency definitely needs to do more. And I would encourage you to continue to focus on this in 2023. Thanks so much, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.